I'll give you an example actually. Tamthil is to liken someone to someone else. Mithal, the word tamthil, the root letters for tamthil is mim, fa, and lam, which means mathal. When you say mathal, you are creating or you're talking about something being similar to something else. Now, we said bidun tamthil, that we are going to affirm the names and attributes of Allah Azza wa Jal without giving it any kind of shape, without giving it any kind of likening. Why are we saying though that? The reason we say this is because Nasara, the Christians, actually say that Allah Azza wa Jal is like Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christ is like Allah Azza wa Jal. So they are creating a likening between Allah Azza wa Jal and Allah Azza wa Jal's mighty messenger, Isa alayhi salam. So we say, no, we have learned, we know that Quran says, Allah Azza wa Jal says, Laysa kamithlihi shay. There is nothing like Allah Azza wa Jal, there is nothing like him. Yeah. So it's a complete negation. وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ is the complete affirmation. We'll talk about that when we talk about the nafi as well, inshallah ta'ala. So right now, what I told you is that some people have this, notion of likening. Likewise, there are some sections, some factions in our own societies, yeah, in our, Muslim societies. You remember, once I had said that it is this very discipline, the discipline of al-imanu bi asma'illahi wa sifatihi, that a lot of factions have come about. Some believe, especially say Ashaira, believe that Allah Azza wa Jal has got only certain names and certain attributes. And they say that while Allah Azza wa Jal has got lots of names, but those names do not have those attributes. Yeah. And they only look at certain names, al ilmu, wal hayat, wal qudra. They just have 7, 8 names that they say that Allah Azza wa Jal, has those attributes. Besides those attributes, they say, no, no, we cannot say that Allah Azza wa Jal has an attribute like that, this attribute or that. If we say that kind of, lines, or if we say that Allah Azza wa Jal also has attributes, it becomes as though we are trying to, create a kind of likening again between Allah Azza wa Jal and His creation. Therefore, what we would do is we would do ta'til. We would simply clearly say that no, there is, say, call it incapacitation. التعطيل هو incapacitation, or completely saying that no, that does not exist. You would like to outright reject it outright. So that's what some people, al-Jahmiya, wal-Mu'tazila especially, they do this. What do they say when Allah Azza wa Jal says, Yadullahi fawqa aydihim? Or when Allah Azza wa Jal says, Yadullahi, what's that? وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ يَدُ اللَّهِ مَبْسُوطَةٌ. Yeah. So when they look at those words in which, or those ayahs in which Allah Azza wa Jal is talking about Allah's hand, Yadullahi fawqa aydihim. Look, we as the people of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah have got one simple rule that I talked about right at the beginning. I said that Allah Azza wa Jal very clearly says that, the rule is that we affirm only what Allah Azza wa Jal has affirmed, without any kind of, uh, uh, disturbance, or without any kind of involvement of our own intellect and brain in order to ascertain one thing, or deflect one thing. We are not going to do that. So this is something the people of Mu'tazila, the people who belong to the category, the group called Mu'tazila, do this. What do they say? No. When you say Allah Azza wa Jal has a hand, when you say Yadullahi fawqa aydihim, when you're saying that, that ayah, لَقَدْ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ يُبَايِعُونَكَ تَحْتَ الشَّجَرَةِ فَعَلِمَ مَا فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ. So when you say Yadullahi fawqa aydihim, all those people have, given their allegiance to Allah Azza wa Jal, to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah Azza wa Jal said, Allah Azza wa Jall's hand is above their hands. So they say, no, you cannot say that Allah Azza wa Jall's because when you say Allah Azza wa Jall's hand, it would appear that Allah Azza wa Jal also has hand like ours. He also may have 5 fingers. People would start thinking about, oh, does he also have 5 fingers? Does his hand look like this hand? People would start unnecessarily talking about it or imagining about it in their brains using their intellect. Therefore, that's what we are not saying it. Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah don't say it, by the way. So they say it, and that's why they say, let's say that Allah Azza wa Jal, when He is saying Yadullahi fawqa aydihim, don't say it is the hand of Allah Azza wa Jal. Instead, say that it is the agreement of Allah Azza wa Jal. Don't say that Allah Azza wa Jal's hand. Say that Allah Azza wa Jal's approval, Allah Azza wa Jal's, mercy, or Allah Azza wa Jal's, agreement. That's how you should try and portray. This is what they say. Whereas this is absolutely rubbish, because we said that we are going to affirm only what Allah Azza wa Jalla has affirmed, only what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has affirmed, bidun ta'wil, without really deviating it, without really, using our intellect to talk about it. I'll give you an analogy. Look, we all realized that Allah Azza wa Jal does exist when we talked about, various things pointing towards the existence of Allah Azza wa Jal. Now, when we know that the very existence of Allah Azza wa Jal is unlike our existence. Look, our existence is time bound. There was a point in time when I was not even born. There was a point in time when you were not even born. There is going to be a point in time when I would cease to exist. I would, leave this world. May Allah Azza wa Jal get us to leave this world saying the kalima of La ilaha illallah. Yeah. So, I mean, Europe. So, when we are talking about it, we had a beginning, we have an end. And as far as Allah Azza wa Jal is concerned, we all know that He existed even before the entire universe was created.